is a leading global integrated palm oil player and one of the largest property development investment companies in Malaysia. IOIC is a fully integrated company that undertakes the plantation and resource-based manufacturing businesses. The plantation business covers Malaysia and Indonesia with a land bank of more than 230,000 hectares, making it one of the largest plantation owners in the industry. With its hands-on management approach and good agronomic practices, IOIC is ranked highly among the most efficient major plantation owners with one of the highest oil yields in the industry. With hands-on management approach and excellent agronomic practices, they are ranked highly as one of the most efficient major plantation owners to produce one of the highest oil yields in the industry.
Now, I will analyze for the liquidity ratio. Current ratio for IOI Corporation Berhad is fluctuation in 5 years. In this analysis, we can view that in 2016, the current ratios were 1.53 times. It was increasing in the next year of 2017 and 2018, which were 1.66 times and 2.87 times respectively. However, 2019 is the highest than other 4 years, which was 3.92 times. It indicates the company's ability to pay short-term obligations or those due within that year. Next, for credit ratio, we can also see the fluctuation. As we can see from the bar chart above, the graph showed that it was decreasing and increasing trends between 0.93 times in 2016 to 2.11 times in 2020. The highest credit ratio of IOI was 32.9 times in 2019, indicates that the company can meet its current financial obligations with the available credit funds on hand. However, the lowest of liquidity in the company was 0.91 times in 2017 due to the company maybe relies too much in inventory or other asset to pay its short-term liabilities. After 2019, the credit ratio of the IOI drastically decreased in 2020. IOI could be facing liquidity problem during 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic. Lastly, for the net working capital, the graph is fluctuation in 5 years. Based on the chart, we can see that it was increasing from 2016 until 2019. 2019 became the highest than other years again, which was 3,572 and 37 ringgit. This shows the company's better liquidity, operational efficiency, and the short-term financial health in that year.
One of the activity ratio is inventory turnover. In this analysis, we can view that inventory turnover for IOI Corporation is fluctuation in 5 years. 2017 is the most lowest than other of 4 years. It shows wood sales and possibly excess inventory in 2017. For total asset turnover, we can also see fluctuation. 2016 better compared to other years. It indicates how efficient the company is at generating a revenue from its assets in that year. For average collection period, we found out that fluctuation happened. 2017 is the most highest than other 4 years. This is because the company collects payments slower in 2017. Last but not least, for activity ratios, in this analysis, we found out that for average payment period, the graph is fluctuation in 5 years. 2019 is the most lowest than other years. It shows lowest period the company takes to pay off credit accounts payable in that year.
From the analysis, we can see that debt ratio for IOI Corporation is fluctuation in 5 years. In 2016 was the highest, while in 2019 was the most lowest than other 4 years. It indicates that the company has more assets than debt in that year. However, in 2020, the percentage has increased 0.44%. Which is from 42.36% to 42.80%. So now, in this analysis, we can see that debt or equity ratio for 2017 to 2018 has decreased respectively, which is from 86.37% to 58.50%. It is also proof that 2017 is the most highest than other years. It is happened because in 2017, the company was managed to make more profit. from the graph, we found out that the time interest earned for 2016 to 2020 was fluctuation. From this discussion, we can see that in year 2020 is the best performing compared to 2018 and 2019. It is because in 2020 has the highest time interest earned, which is 4.42 times.
Gross profit margin for IOI Corporation is fluctuation in 5 years, which is 2017 is better compared to other 4 years. This shows in 2017 the company able to control the cost of goods sold relative to its sales revenue. For operating margin, we can also see fluctuation. 2017 is the most highest than other years. It indicates how effective the company in converting revenue into actual profit in that year. For net profit margin, we found out that fluctuation happened in 5 years. 2018 is better compared to other years. This is because the company have more ability to get higher returns to indicate a better growth prospect in that year. For return on assets, the graph fluctuation in 5 years. 2018 is the most highest than other years. It shows how efficient the company's management is at using its assets to generate earnings in that year. For return on equity, the graph also fluctuation. 2018 is the most highest than other 4 years. This indicates in 2018 is the best performing corporation's profitability in relation to stockholders' equity.
One of the market ratios is earnings per share. In this analysis, we can view that earnings per share for IOI Corporation is fluctuation in 5 years. 2017 is the most highest than other 4 years. It indicates investors to pay more for a company's shares because they think the company has higher profits relative to its share price in that year. For market value per share, we can also see fluctuation. 2017 is better compared to other years. It happened because in 2017, highest people are willing to pay for a company's stock in that year. Last but not least, for market ratios, in this analysis, we found out that for book value per share, the graph is fluctuation in 5 years. 2020 is the most highest than other years. It shows a more stable path to achieving their financial goals in that year.
As we look at the current financial year, IOI Corporation Berhad must be prepared to face the rapidly changing landscape in the palm oil industry where both new opportunities as well as new challenges surface. On their part, they have continued to invest heavily in future growth. Under the changing circumstance of both economic and rural, from time to time, it is necessary to find ways to improve the performance of their company.